Hello and welcome to your tarot forecast for the new moon in Cancer 2021. So today we'll be diving into several different cards. The first 4 cards will be oracle cards for the general public. They will involve a total Betty Goddess deck goddess to guide us through this new moon energy and a past, present, and future energy for the collective. After that, we'll be diving in deeper on my Patreon, patreon.com/Michelle Shea. So if the first 4 cards resonate for you and you want to know more, you can always join us over there to not only have access to these extended readings on the full and new moon, but also have access to weekly pick-a-card readings, monthly tarot scopes, and a mini podcast on different astrological phenomenon. So without further ado, we're going to dive into our first card from the Total Betty Goddess deck. If you're not familiar with the Total Betty Goddess deck, it is a deck of my creation. It involves 90s icons playing each of the goddesses. We're going to shuffle all of these cards up and find out what the new moon in Cancer has in store for us. So I'm Cancer sun sign, so I'm thriving in this Cancerian energy, but if you are not a Cancer or a water sign, you might be finding that you're feeling a lot of emotions lately, and that's okay. We're going to see what kind of divine feminine energy can guide us through those waters. And our card is Aradia, played by Rose McGowan in the movie Jawbreaker. So Aradia is a heavy card, but a very powerful card. She is the goddess of witches and also the goddess of freeing oppressed people. So in today's climate, that's a really important topic. If you find that you are called to fight for a cause, to stand up for those that don't have a voice themselves or aren't being listened to, that's a really good thing to focus your energy into in the energy of and after this new moon in Cancer. So oftentimes new moons bring us time to manifest things, so I encourage you to sit down and ask yourself how you would like to see the world improve in the next 6 months, 6 years, however long you want to make it, but 6-month cycles are when the manifestations go from new to full moon to fruition. And what sort of change could you see within your own life, within your own world, as well as the world of others to make the world a better and more welcoming place for all? With that in mind, we'll move on to our additional oracle cards. This week we're working with the Sassy She Oracle from Lisa Lister, and we will be diving into a past, present, future reading for everyone who's watching this. You can watch these videos both on my Instagram at Michelle Shea and over on YouTube /Michelle Shea Walker. Just a little FYI, if I get more subscribers on my YouTube channel, I'll be opening up the option to do live readings over there, but YouTube has a number that they want me to hit before that happens. So if you want to support that, head over to YouTube /Michelle Shea Walker and just hit the subscribe button. So our oracle cards for past, present, and future from the Sassy She Oracle. First, we're coming in with the past energy, what's been leading us into this new moon, the energy of balance. So we're starting off good. We've done some groundwork here. We've definitely done some work balancing ourselves emotionally, maybe our lifestyles, and honestly, I feel like that's kind of what the past year and a half has been about for a lot of us. There's been so many extremes happening that we've been called to find balance both within us and within our routines so that we can deal with the ups and downs of the outside world. So if you're feeling that you've already created good balance within your life, that's awesome. If not, in these hours leading up to the new moon or even during the new moon energy, feel free to kind of take stock and evaluate where you can create more balance and where you can set yourself up to be able to deal with the ebbs and flows of the energy around you. With that in mind, we'll move into our present energy. For this new moon, our card is simply show up. And I love this imagery because it's showing up with bells on, with nothing to hide. And that's definitely a Cancer energy. Show up with your heart on your sleeve, with your emotions at the ready. There's no need to hide. Let yourself be vulnerable on this Cancer new moon. And show up is also just know that you've done the groundwork, know that you've created balance and routine in your life, and a lot of your manifestations could be coming to fruition just because you start saying yes to things and showing up to things that you've committed yourself to. So a really powerful energy that I'm feeling with this card here is don't break promises to yourself. to others as well, but especially to yourself, because a lot of times when we are promising that we'll be at a certain event or do a certain thing for someone else, there's a part of us that wants to do that thing, and then sometimes we can get into our heads and get into hermit mode and not want to do those things. And this is saying, just show up. Just show up to your commitments and consider every obligation that you sign yourself up to as a promise to your future self. And you don't want to break the promise to yourself even more than you wouldn't want to break the promise to someone else. So continue to show up for the things that you've committed yourself to. And if you've overextended yourself to, dive back into that past card of balance and figuring out how you can create boundaries around what you're saying yes to. But if you've said yes to something and you meant that yes in the past, make sure that you're showing up for that thing, because the universe has already created a path for you to learn and grow from that thing. And if you decide to bail at the last minute, they have to rearrange all the things in the background so you can still go with those lessons in the future. And it would have been much easier for you to just show up for the thing that you committed to yourself to, because that's where they put all that groundwork in. The future card coming out of this Cancer new moon is Just Be. So again, we're getting an energy within these cards of we've done the work. We're calling in what we want to see within ourselves, our lives, the world. And now it's just a matter of showing up and committing to what we have signed ourselves up for, and then just being present in the moment. So it's actually a really easy recipe, but it feels very hard to do. So if you are not really good at being present in the moment, if you find yourself constantly trying to think 10 steps ahead and trying to plan out what's going to happen, or anxiously awaiting something to go wrong, this card is telling us that after these emotions of the new moon clear out, just be is your objective. So basically, you've got this really great story that's happening within these oracle cards, in that by finding our internal balance, by using that to have the energy to show up for the things that we've committed ourselves to, and then being present in those things that we are now trying to accomplish, we will then have the strength and the presence of mind to be able to call in this Aradia goddess energy to overthrow oppression and to show up for those who need us to show up for them. Because you got to fill up your own cup before you can fill up anyone else's cup. But if you've already done that work to fill up your cup, then you can start to reach out to the outside world and see what you can do for others. So if this feels like it's a reading that's resonating for you and you want to go deeper with the tarot cards, we're going to be working with the Wild Unknown Tarot over on the Patreon. Again, that's patreon.com/Michelle Shea. You can get this extended reading as well as other goodies, and it's really great to join here at the start of the month because you have access for the month long of events. And we will have a full moon live event coming up at the full moon towards the end of the month. So if you want to participate in that, joining to see this extended reading on the full-time fortune teller level will get you access to that as well. And if you're watching on the Patreon already, the rest of this reading starts right now.